Reb Moshe Leib Sassover was very involved in redeeming captives. Once he heard that there is a Yid in captivity who has a relative who is rich. So he decided to go to him. He went to him, and the guy started explaining to Reb Moshe how this guy is a very far relative. So Reb Moshe looks at him and asks him, "Do you daven?" He said, "Yeah, every day I daven." "How many times a day?" 3 times a day. "And what do you say every day when you daven?" The guy's getting angry, but he says, "Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu v'Elokei Aviseinu, Elokei Avraham, Elokei Yitzchak, v'Elokei Yaakov." And Reb Moshe stops him right there and say, "Listen to what you are saying. You have the courage or the chutzpah to ask Hashem every day to give you everything, not only once a day, 3 times a day. And because of who? Because Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, who are very far relatives to you, much farther than this guy. So if you cannot help him, how can you ask Hashem to help you?" Needless to say that this guy opened his wallet and helped Reb Moshe Leib Sassover with the mitzvah. In this week's Parsha, we're reading about the most common mitzvah, and we could say the most recognized mitzvah, which is tefillah. And according to the Rambam, tefillah is a mitzvah d'oraisa, as we learn it from the pasuk in this week's Parsha, "Ule'ovdoi b'chol levavchem." You should serve Hashem with your whole heart. According to the Ramban, only le'es tzara, only when someone is in trouble, he's obligated to daven. But definitely, davening 3 times a day, according to everyone, is from the rabbis, it's from Chachamim. And the question is, are we not nudging Hashem? If the whole point of davening is, like we just heard from the story, asking Hashem, if someone would have come to you and asked you for a favor, when it's not very often, it's normal and you're happy to help. But when someone is going to come to you every week and every day and 3 times a day, that's called nudging. So why do we have to nudge Hashem 3 times every day? And you know what? Maybe even more. Maybe if we would daven once a week, we would be more excited. It would be more exciting to daven this way. And the answer is that davening, the whole idea of davening, is completely different. True, asking is a part of it. But davening, as the literal translation in Hebrew of the word tefillah is connection. We are connecting to Hashem. And the way we are connecting, I will go right now through the Shmoneh Esrei, which Shmoneh Esrei is considered tefillah. As in Shulchan Aruch, Hilchos Tefillah is only regarding Shmoneh Esrei. When you start Shmoneh Esrei, you actually recognizing, you're praising Hashem that is Koine HaKol. He's the creator of everything. Everything belongs to Him. You're admitting that everything is His. He's Mechalkel Chaim. He helps us. He gives us life. He will revive the dead. He is holy. He made us holy. After we announce that, we recognize how much we're so dependent on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Without Him, we cannot survive even 1 second. Now, when we're asking all the requests that we make after the 13 requests, it doesn't come from a selfish point, number one. It's coming because we are on a mission from Hashem. He made us holy, and we have a mission to make the world holy. And also, the request is because we recognize that we are completely dependent on Him, and we need Him at every moment. And that's why, really, we should daven not only 3 times a day, we should daven really all day. As the Gemara says, Halavai shispalel kol hayom kulay. It would be much better if we could daven all day. And look at the order of the requests that we make. we don't start with what usually people will start when it's just about ourselves. If someone missing help, we're asking for help. If someone is missing parnose, he's asking for money. No. We actually, because we recognize that we are completely dependent on Hashem, the first thing we ask is das, intelligence. Because this is what makes us human beings. That is the difference between us and the animals. And this is the most important thing to ask for and to admit to Hashem and to praise Hashem for. And to also ask for it. And because we recognize that we are intelligent, Hashem gave us intelligence, the first thing we ask right after that is tshuva, because that's the most important to get closer to Hashem if we're dependent on Him. And for the tshuva, we need forgiveness. And for forgiveness, after Hashem forgave us, then He could redeem us. Then we get redeemed. And only then we ask for refuah and we ask for parnasa. And then at the end of Shmoneh Esrei, we thank Hashem for the past and for the future because we have the full emunah and bitachon that Hashem is going to give us everything. So this idea of davening is completely different than what we said at the question. It's not just asking. This is fundamental. This is something that we have to do, and really we should have done more than 3 times a day. But we have our mission from Hashem to make the world a better place. So we take the davening with us, Shachris and Mincha and Ma'ariv. That's why it's divided to 3 times in the day, that it will start with davening, it will end with davening the day, and in the middle will be a davening, and throughout the whole day we will think about this davening. The Frierdiker Rebbe, the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, said once that by Hallel we have 2 honors, 2 types of honor. We have the famous honor, honor Hashem Oishiono, honor Hashem Atzlichno, please, which means, please Hashem help me, please Hashem give me success. I should be successful. But there is another honor, and that honor has to come before. Honor Hashem Keni Avdecha. The spelling of this honor is different. It's Aleph Nun Hey, not Aleph Nun Aleph, which means honor. Wherever you want me to go, I am yours. I am your slave. Honor Hashem Keni Avdecha. Wherever you need me, I am yours. And the Frierdiker Rebbe said, only through that honor Hashem Keni Avdecha first, I am your slave, then you are a vessel to ask, honor Hashem Oishiono, honor Hashem Atzlichno, because then it's not really about you as yourself. It's you are actually a messenger of Hashem. You recognize what your job in this world, and you asking honor Hashem Oishiono, honor Hashem Atzlichno is completely different. Let's hope that the Mirz Hashem will take the davening the way we're supposed to take it, full of connection. Let's focus on the words. Let's not rush through it. Let's try that by every davening we'll go higher and higher in our connection. And in Mirz Hashem, with that, we are going to be a kelim for all the brachos of Hashem.